Hey girls, load the spaceship. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful Android girls surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a terminator, then I'ma have to terminate it. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Yeah. Find me with my dogs in my solitude. Watch my family grow from 4 into a multitude. Been living it below sea level, finna rise to another altitude. Been searching, seeking knowledge, but all the time I had the aptitude. I flipped my mindset to the switch to say I will not lose. Mama said them sticks and stones won't break my bones, I never bruise. Whenever it come to trouble, when the girls pull a tongue, we always cruise. I heard other thought owners get it out for me, but it ain't no news. I got 4 in the dough in Memphis so they can get the blues. If you need a few clues, they'll blow off your under rules. Send your compliment to the new girls I got coming through. Send your compliments to the new girls I got coming through. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful Android girls surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a terminator, then I'ma have to terminate it. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be.
There we go. Unmute, baby. Yeah, baby. Silicone, a TPE. It really don't matter which one it be. Yeah, baby. Up in the house. J-Dog King Hefner back again. And once again, I have the beautiful Saima Renee Uzumaki here in the flesh with me, man. And today's show, the title is A Lack of Resources. A Lack of Resources. And what do I mean by that? We'll get to that right about now. Man, it's good to be here today. I promise you, man. Let me go get my banner set up. That title could be misleading. I know some of y'all might not really understand what that means. So I'm going to explain that. But first of all, I want to say good morning to everybody. Glad y'all are here, man. God bless everybody and whatever they're hoping for, whatever they're wishing for, whether it's health, finances, relationships, a new dog, whatever it is, we're praying that you get it. So we want to say that it's already on the way. God is blessing your life. So we'll say that first. The next thing I want to do is I got to get a special shout out to my Dog King Army team members. First up, Carol Rush. She came back to the fold recently. And she's actually given 2 donations to the Biker for Companion Dog campaign. And she wrote me a letter the other day. She made a little note to me, and she said, hey, I gave you a small donation. I said, listen, I appreciate whatever anybody can do, but don't ever call your donation small. Whatever you give me is great. You know, I consider it big, because it's coming from you and it's whatever you can spare at the moment. So I appreciate you on that. But I definitely want to give a big shout out to all the Dog King Army team members: Carol Rush, Sheila Bell, Kevin Gray, Comic Book, Blue CCG, James Krause, Wolf Log, Fort Nupton Stem, Lieutenant Johnny K, and last but definitely not least, my guy, DAS. So, man, we're gonna do a quick run today. I ain't saying I'm gonna rush anything, but hey, guess what? I'm not trying to have you here all day today because believe me, man, I made a show recently and it was called Dawn of a New Age. And the dawn of a new age is really already here. It's really already here. Now it just has to seep to the surface. That's as much as I can say. But the dawn of a new age, oh, it's here. So if you're looking at me now, you've been a viewer of the show. I appreciate you guys, my regular viewers, my team members, everybody. But man, it's not gonna be the same, baby. In a little while, it ain't nothing gonna be the same. Like I say, this show is all about growth, and with my campaigns, my fundraisers, and just your viewership, because you support me in a myriad of ways. Watching the show, donating. Speaking of donate, you can always donate on Super Chat, Super Sticker doing live stream, Super Thanks doing video, PayPal, Cash App under my About section in YouTube, or most importantly right now is the Biking for Campaign campaign, trying to get up to 10,000 to help fund the show. Because no matter what you guys see, no matter what develops, your funding and your viewership and whatever way you support me, it all helps. It all helps. You're spreading the word, telling people about the show, the channel, all of that helps. If you've given me $1 before, whatever you may see going forward, guess what? You've contributed to it. But this is what I do for a living now, coming to you guys, being with you on a daily basis. And so without your support, or, not just the people that's watching now, but anybody that's out there, without your support, I won't be able to do this as often as I do. And believe me, I'm living the dream. This is exactly what I want to do for you guys right now. And for myself, it's just a dream, a bigger dream. So with all that said, I got a few comments. Let me check in with everybody. I got my banner up there, baby. We going to new levels, baby. Y'all going to new levels. And once again, the Dodmobile is gone, guys. It's actually gone now. I should have took some footage of it, and I didn't, because everything happened so fast. But I had to go ahead and get her off the property. I mean, hey, she was of no use anymore. I ran across a friend. God put him in my path, and normally I would have got a little to nothing for the car, but he actually found a way where I got at least a little bit more than I would have got, and I was able to give him a little bit as well. So it all worked out. But I don't have a car today. So even going forward with the fundraisers and things of that nature, it'll be going towards me riding again, being able to go out on another adventure again. But in the coming days, in the coming weeks, definitely, I think over the next week or two, in the next week or two, I go into more depth about some of the things I've sort of alluded to. But right now, I'm going to keep on going through my list. Carol! Brandon Anderson says, catching a Saturday stream before work. I love it when that happens. I'm glad you're here, Brandon Anderson. I appreciate you. Like I say, even though you ain't a team member now, and some people aren't team members that watch the show, I got 10 now. I think I lost somebody, but I got 10 now. But so I know a lot of people aren't team members yet. But let me tell you something. Even your normal viewers, I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in. But my team members, even though I'm cool with everybody, love everybody, just behind the scenes, we just have a little bit more of an intimate connection. So that's what you would be getting by being a team member. And I've been promising, and I'm not going to forget about my Jedi Knight level. But, man, I wish I could explain it to you. It's so much going on that I have to be delicate with it. because I don't want to promise you something I can't deliver. But I definitely do want that Jedi Knight level to offer a few more, a few more things, a little bit more spice to it. But I want to make sure it's things I can deliver. So I'm still working on it. Carol Rush, Saima, man, Saima in full flesh. Hey, I can't show y'all too much, but y'all see that little thigh sticking out, boy. Hey, this girl is thick as grits. And let me tell you, she had, what I say thick as grits, thick as Heinz. But baby, look here. Hey, a partner of mine, like I said in that video the other day, and I don't want to go into it too much. I'm going to say that for Dark A Power, but boy, he wanted to see one of my girls. Just so happened Saima was out. Lord have mercy. Man, when he saw Saima, his eyes was popping out. And I can't say too much more about it because I got another upcoming video next week that you guys are you're gonna laugh about this video, but it's so true and it was so cool. But it had something to do with this visit. So I can't go into too much depth. I don't want to talk too much, but man, look, when he saw Saima, all I can say is, man, it was just so funny to just see somebody like that react in the flesh like that, because he was just like, man, this girl here is blowing my mind. And I'm gonna have a lot more to say about Saima actually in the coming week or so. So it's a lot to look out for on the show, man. And I'm letting you know, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, you just don't know. You're messing up. You better hit that subscribe button and you better let some people know, because look, man, hey, God doing a new thing. Carol Rush. And man, we looking for elevation. And when I talk about elevation, it's not that selfish elevation where I'm like, ooh, I'm elevating. No, I'm looking for elevation, but I'm also praying for everybody on this show to elevate whatever they're doing. I already told you, it's only one key element I need you to do, and that's believe. Carol says, here, Dog King Army. Brandon says, hey, Carol. Brandon says, I know that feeling with vehicles. In January, ended up not having a vehicle and went through a couple of months of just getting through rides. Helped me to learn to be more appreciative and learn for being able to lean on people, which I struggled with a lot. All right. Sometimes, that is a good point. I'm so independent minded like that. Sometimes it is hard to lean on others. But let me tell you, man, sometimes you got to allow somebody to help you, especially when you got somebody that's trying to help you. You ain't got to go begging to nobody. Nobody wants to do that. But guess what? When somebody wants to help you, don't fight them off. So I'm glad you actually said that. As far as being appreciative, I thank God that that's something I've actually just prayed against prayed against things like that of not being appreciative. I'm so glad that I've always maybe it was a time when I was just too young before I started praying for this, but I've always just been appreciative for everything. And I try to pray for that every day, because no matter how far I want to go, and I want you guys to do this too, I wake up and say, you know what, Lord, yes, I want elevation to be able to help others and be able to do this and that. But thank you for me, what I have today. Thank you that I'm alive today. Thank you to, guess what, my car gone. Guess what? Thank you for my bike today. Because guess what, guys? That's my 100%. Even though the girls can't ride with me, that's my 100% transportation. Unless family comes to take me somewhere or anything. And man, it was years that people tried to buy my bike. And I just kept saying, no, it's something in my spirit saying, keep my bike. And I've been in several situations where I ended up without a car. And I've rode all the way across this city before. Not like I'm gonna do with backing for campaign dollars, but I made a straight shot all the way across the city in nothing but my bike. Now I'm gonna go all the way around the city. But my whole point is, the bike has saved my life. And every time I'm on that bike, it's always different levels, man. Because every time I'm on my bike, you'll be surprised at how many people still walk to wherever they're going. Not even getting on buses, but just straight walking. And man, whenever I'm passing somebody that's walking, I always think about, man, Lord, I could be walking. But thank God I listen to my spirit. because I'm getting better at listening to my spirit. But man, and that's why I want you guys to do too, man, because it's always telling you the truth. But man, it was times where I was flat broke. I didn't have a penny, and somebody was trying to give me a couple $100 for their bike, even though it's worth more than that. But that money was sounding so good in my ears, but my spirit kept saying, bro, you better not do that. And I'm so glad I didn't do it. That's all I'm gonna say, man. But Carol says, hey, Brandon. So either way, I ain't gonna draw anything out, but I'm just glad to see you guys. I'm hyped to be here every time I'm doing a live stream. But I will let you know, like you say, a lot of the dawn of a new age and stuff, it got a lot to do with me, man. Honestly, I'm not even sleeping that much right now. I'm just working 24/7 on trying to do this project. But with all that said, I was looking so forward to doing this live stream today. And man, I didn't quite know exactly what I was going to talk about, but I got my mic in today. Not my mic, but my earphone. But it finally hit me. It's something I always wanted to talk about, and that is the school system and the lack of resources available to the youth. I really think we, as talented as the United States is, and as many smart people are here and things of that nature, I know people down us for not being as smart as we used to be, and allow other companies, like the more Western companies, lead in intelligence and technology to a certain degree. But we still have a lot of great talented people here in the United States. But I was just thinking about, man, what's really wrong with the school systems is, once again, they're just geared towards getting you out of there and getting a job. When you're a small kid, you actually sort of are under the illusion that they want to develop you. But truthfully, it has to already be in a child some type of imagination of where he wants to go, or it has to be his parents sort of rearing him and leading him, or communicating with the child to say, hey, okay, where do you want to go? And now let me help you gear your life towards getting there. But most of the time, it's not like that. And it's not the parents' fault. But most of the time, it's just your parents are just raising you. They got to go to work. They drop you off at school. And guess what? You're at school and they're at work, and they pick you up, and it's no more interaction after that. As far as, hey, what are you trying to do? They basically tell you, go to school and learn what you want to do. But when you get to school, they throw you in a textbook and move you from class to class. Of course, you have a few teachers that sort of care. But this really isn't a focus on the teachers quite as much as it is the resources. And I'm just going to give you a few examples of what I mean. Man, when I was in school coming up, I played basketball and football, but I didn't make the basketball team. I actually made a football team, but not the higher level football team. I played a lot of sports away from school. I played like in a little league football team. I played basketball all the time, but I played a little bit of that organized. But even though I was very good athlete as far as in my neighborhood playing, I wasn't really equipped to be playing either one of those sports on a high level for a school, for my school. I had physical attributes, like I got strong legs and things, but I wasn't equipped to be a super fast receiver or a strong armed quarterback, or even in basketball, I played basketball good, but I wasn't the supreme athlete, or even an athlete that was, at the time. Because after I got out of high school, I was like, man, I sort of developed to where I could have played. But at the time, I wasn't really capable of competing on a physical level with the guys that were playing. But you know what I could have did? Man, I could have played soccer. I really wanted to play soccer. When I used to look at TV, you know what I really wanted to do? I would have loved to be on the swim team. I could swim. I could swim, you know, and those things weren't at my high school. You know, it was, of course, it's high schools in the city that has soccer. And I had a big high school, so it's not the matter of it being too small. It's the fact that it's so many inner city schools that just don't even have a soccer program. And it's funny, even if you tried to get your school to get into a soccer program, none of the surrounding schools in the inner city had a soccer program. You would have to go out to the more the suburban schools out on the outskirts or the county schools, and then they would have soccer programs and things. But inner city schools, they're not building anything for soccer. And somebody might be like, well, maybe the inner city, maybe they don't want to see soccer. No, it's just not available. You didn't make that available. Even when I used to play badminton in gym, I used to be like, man, it would have been cool if we had a tennis squad, a tennis team. No tennis team. Even as I grew older, I started hearing about high schools actually having golf teams. It was like one black high school near me that actually had a golf team. And I was like, man, maybe I could have been a golfer, but we didn't have a golf team. And I guess what I'm saying is, like, if you're just living in life and just say you went to one of those schools, you might be under the impression that that all of those resources were everywhere, but they are not. Man, in my school, it's either basketball, football, baseball, or band. You got 3 choices. And if you don't fit in any of those talents, guess what? You're just a regular student. And I often think, like, man, how they say we don't have a American soccer players, you know, how we don't have the prominence, you know, in the soccer game. They was like, where are the people? And I was thinking, like, man, we're not deploying the resources to find all the talent we really could find. You would have people like me that would be like, man, I can't play football, but hey, let me try soccer. Hey, let me try tennis. Oh man, I can't run fast to anything. But hey, let me try golf over here. And I just think that the United States as a whole, and not just us, but I'm just speaking from my standpoint. I'm sure there's a lot of countries out there that don't have resources. Many of them don't have the resources that we got. But I'm just thinking about in our schools in a supposedly developed society, we don't have everything available to our youth. If we would just put that money into our youth, man, we could find more talent. You know, they always talk about black swimmers and things like that. And I'm not even going on a race level. I'm just talking about finding anybody we can find, whatever culture you may be. But let's just say there was a full size pool at every school. It wouldn't be any of this, oh, black or Hispanics or whatever. The more pigmented society, they're not swimmers. No, you would have a lot of swimmers if every school had a swimming pool, every school had a tennis court, every school had a soccer field, every school had something that's really near and dear to my heart right now, a cycling team. Man, when I was little, or you know, I was thinking like, man, like I told you before, one thing about me that I noticed even when I was riding my bikes was I was like, man, my legs are super strong. And they seem like they'd be stronger than most people I come in contact with, as far as like, you know, when I was coming up. And I tore my ACL playing basketball, unfortunately. But after it healed, even though I can feel it get out of place every blue moon or something, and I can't do any high level impact sports because it could jar. But even I hurt my calf muscle on that same leg recently, a few months ago, over a year ago. And the doctor told me, he said, man, I'm going to be honest. You're one of the few people who don't really need surgery after ACL because of the way your leg is made. And he was like, yeah, you can get it so you can go back to playing high level basketball and doing all that cutting. He said, but structurally, your leg is pretty much fine because of the way it's made. He said, I run across that every now and then. So to make a long story short, I remember when I used to ride my bike, I used to see the Tour de France. And I used to be like, man, I would love to get in the Tour de France. I wonder how you do that, you know? But those resources or knowledge wasn't available to me. Now, let me make a caveat here. And welcome to anybody that may be tuning in late, early, or seeing this at a later date. But I'm just talking about lack of resources in school and things of that nature. But let me make one caveat here. It's all of our jobs, even from kids and all that. It's all of our jobs to find and make your own dreams come true. Cause see, I don't want anybody to watch this and be like, yeah, man, you're right. I had an excuse never to make it. That's not what I'm saying. You know, we all got to overcome obstacles. You know, we all got to find another way to get things accomplished. That ain't what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, when you're a child, there are a few things that you need to be exposed to take advantage of that for a path in life. You know, and some of those things are sports related. So what I mean by that is, when it comes to the world of swimming, you don't get into swimming when you're 30. You don't get into swimming when you're 25. You know, you become a champion swimmer coming through junior high and high school. You know, that's when you become to get known in the world of swimming. Michael Phelps didn't get discovered when he was 35. Michael Phelps got discovered when he was what? Well before high school, they were talking about Michael Phelps. So that's the thing. You have to basically get into those things at an earlier age. And tennis per se, same thing. If you haven't got into that at an earlier age, well, guess what? You can learn to play tennis when you get older. Yeah, you can. But are you going to have a chance to be a professional? More than likely not. Just like Tiger Woods. He became a professional golfer. Why? He was introduced at an early age. And so, yeah, it's a lot of things you can continue to pursue on your own. But as far as some of those things, you have to have a chance to be exposed to it, even though you soccer, like I mentioned. So we're missing out on athletes. And here's another thing. And I see comments, I'm coming right to you, because this isn't going to be a 20-hour show. I just wanted to have a discussion and get, go back and forth with you guys. But another thing I wanted to talk about was the science class. The science class. I can't tell you how many times I went to science class, and pretty much every time, whenever we got to the part of dissecting, or whenever the part we got to the part of needing equipment or anything of that nature, we never had it. We never had it. I remember my teacher used to be like, man, hey, we're going to imagine that we have this. It's not budget. Or, you have a hookup for that at your desk, but it doesn't work right now. I couldn't tell you how many times that I had to not be able to do a project because we didn't have it at the school. It wasn't available. And so, man, we're missing out on scientists, because when people don't have resources to do these experiments, when you see something in a book and you can't do it in real life, even though I love science, it's a turnoff. It's like, man, I can't even do this. Not that I can't do it, but it's like I can't do it right now. So damn, forget it. Because I know I can't do it when I get home. And man, I would talk to several people at other schools, and everybody would be like, man, we don't got that either. We don't got that either. And so I was under the impression that nobody had it. And then I would hear about my friends that was like way out in the suburbs, or it was like one black high school in the whole city that had the resources in their science class. And they said, oh no, we do all those experiments. And I'm like, what? I was like, how is that possible? I said, but we ain't got nothing. And so you're missing out on scientists. You're missing out on people in sports. And another thing I want to hit on is acting. Man, I loved acting and things of that nature. No resources. I had like one acting class in high school. No real theater department to speak of. And I know people have theater departments, but they don't have the resources to really make those classes and things of that nature come alive. Yes, we got great teachers out there who can inspire you. They can do stuff with nothing. We understand all of that. But I'm just, and guess what? It can be resources in place and still some people wouldn't gravitate to it. I understand that. But what I'm saying is we have a lot of untapped talent, sports-wise, scientifically, creative and creatively, as far as, acting, thespians, things of that nature. Hell, even in my band class, most of the instruments were beat the hell up. Luckily, I played the drums because they were halfway decent. But I just said that all to say, man, we just basically have a work factory when it comes to school, because, man, all of our parents, we can't put that all on the parents to be able to, like my mom. I used to want to be in a theatrical school. So now my mom, who's a single mom, just barely getting by, I'm going to put that pressure on her or somebody else to, let's try to move to New York or somewhere where one of these super schools are at. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? With all the money we spend on developing all these defensive programs that don't even pan out, you can't tell me, man, that we can't sink this money back in all of the schools. Man, all of our schools need to be state of the art. Every one of them. I just don't believe that this country can't afford to do that. Forget the private institutions. It needs to be something to where the government can get involved. And hey, look, it's funds out there. Don't even lie to me, bro. We got all this NASA spacecraft mess that's going on, taking billions and billions of dollars. So you mean to tell me it's gonna take $1 trillion for every school in the United States to have a swimming pool, soccer team, just everything that I mentioned, improve all the science classes, have all the resources at the school, tennis, like I said, tennis courts, and you mean to tell me every school can't have that? Nah, get the hell out of here. Now I'm sorry, man. I had to get spouted out because that's mainly what the show about. Man. I'm like, nah, man. We can afford to improve this stuff, man, because like I say, it was dreams I had, as a kid. I was like, okay, I'm like I always tell you, man, don't look back and get sour. God got all of us exactly where we need to be, where he wants us to be. But I'm just saying, as a child, that type of lack of resources does stunt your creativity, your imagination, and not only that, what's available to you to try. And like I say, I still got the God base of as far as where no matter what we don't end up doing, he'll still take us to an amazing place in our lives. But I just think about all the untapped talent, all the untapped brains, all the untapped creativity, because it's so many people that go to school with lack, and then they don't even have the opportunity to experience what somebody 50 miles away has complete. They have all the resources. Like I say, man, if I not even 50 miles away, because if I go out to the suburbs, it blew my mind. I went to this high school, man. They got this gigantic just a soccer field. And that's only one of the things they got everything I mentioned. Swim teams. They're not even a rich school. They're just one of those schools that aren't in the inner city. I know they be funded by the county or whatever, but no matter who funds this crap, everybody can have it. But Brandon says, I used to go through life so focused Okay. Brandon said, I used to go through life so me focused and unappreciative of people. But with my self-learning and understanding of myself, I learned that being appreciative is something that helped me be a better me. And when you look back on your life, don't be beating yourself up. It's cool to see where you come from, but I also don't look. It's about growth. You got it right. I just want to let you know, man. Sometimes we do look back. Man, I was so stupid. I messed up. I ain't nothing, man. What was I thinking? No, don't get destructive. You know, I ain't saying you saying it. I'm just talking to anybody out there. Guess what? You're where you supposed to be. You look. All of us take different paths at growing in different ways in life. Like I say, I'm on a whole different mentality of, man, I'm not with any of all the negative. I'm about positive. I'm about speaking good things over my friends, people out there that I come in contact with. I want to bring people happiness. I don't want all this negative mess around me. But guess what? That doesn't mean that everybody gonna snap to doing exactly what I do today. Everybody got their own level of growth. So I'm happy that you're acknowledging where you've grown. Carol says, I agree. There are a variety of sports that should be introduced into the schools besides basketball and football. Those sports are cool, but everybody don't play them. And that's what frustrates me, Carol. I got to put that up there. What frustrates me is, like you said, everybody can't play the sports that are out there, but man, you could have a genius soccer player just waiting. You can have a genius tennis player that just waiting, that don't have a Serena and a Serena's daddy. I forgot the Serena's and Venus. Maybe they don't have a Serena's and Venus daddy to push them the extra mile. But guess what? I mean, no, to push them into their sport. But if it was at their school, they may gravitate to that anyway. You know, let's just speak about ladies for a second. Man, I'm not here to do any fighting for rights and stuff, but I'm just gonna speak about this. Normally, what's really available to girls in school? They can be a flag girl, majorette in the band or something. They can be they can play softball or something like that, and they can play basketball. But truthfully, that's pretty much, or be a cheerleader or something. But truthfully, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna take this mic out because it keep falling. But truthfully, that's pretty much it as far as their choices. They don't have much to choose from. Man, what if they had tennis to choose from? You mean to tell me ain't nobody gonna show up for a tennis match? Boy, I'd have loved to show up for a tennis match when I was in high school to see some of those girls playing tennis. Lord have mercy. You mean to tell me some of these girls aren't gonna go to soccer? You know? Man, it could be girls getting all type of soccer scholarships. What about golf? You know? Things of that nature, man. I mean, we're just missing out on so much. Brandon says, I remember my senior year of school, they just started to get different sports and clubs like that. I ended up not going to college due to the push from school that rushed it on me. They pushed it on me. It ain't nothing wrong with going to college. If you didn't go to college, it wasn't meant for you to go. You know? Unless you heard some of your spirit telling you to go, and then you didn't go, but it's not for everybody anyway. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not here to deter anybody. Hey, not going too deep, but I got my degree. But I just say this: it's not for everybody, and it's especially not for everybody coming right out of high school. I tell you that. People need to find themselves, and a lot of times you go right into college, man, it's nothing but a pool of debt. You'll end up in debt before you even realize what the hell you're there for. And man, go back to what I'm talking about all the resources in school. I just speak on college. College is one of the biggest scams in history. Man, you go there for a 4-year degree. Man, you're only going to learn what you came there to learn the last year and a half you're there. I'm talking about just for a bachelor's degree. You're not going to learn, you're not going to even get into your major until damn near the third year. So that means that the first 2.5 years, they're going to be stuffing down everything you already learned on in high school, right down your throat. They're going to start teaching you again. And they're going to start teaching you math again and stuff that has nothing to do, may not have anything to do with your particular major. But it's all a money grab. They make you buy all those books and all this other crap. And you'll be taking all these classes and you'll be thinking like, man, I came to school for acting or whatever. I'm supposed to be in theater. But why am I having to take all this math when I'm not, why am I having to take chemistry, or science or whatever? What am I having to, and they call these electives. Nah, bro, you electively making me take this crap so you can just get money out of me. And then, man, you start, you may take a class or two that has something to do with your major, but you don't really get into just taking your major classes until that last year and a half or 2 years, man. And so they just make money off of your butt. So it's similar to high school, to where you learn a lot of stuff that doesn't really prepare you individually in life. Because, like I said, that's why high school, that's why so many kids get bored of high school, is because you make them learn so many things that they don't even want to have, that they don't have an interest in. And we should always be like teaching the kids the basics, of course, but after that, we could be figuring out, damn, man, what's your, I'm gonna turn this music down a little bit. What's your, what do you love to do? What do you love to do? And then, we need to try to start getting them in classes that focus on those type of things. So I know that I'm speaking basically to the air to a certain degree, because I think we all know that when it comes to government and things of that nature, they don't really go to this micro level of examining things. They're going to be cool with the status quo for the most part, and lead these schools just like they are. It's going to be, really, it's always up to individual donors or somebody that comes back to their own high school and donates a gym or donates something that really starts getting the school improved. And I sort of hate that aspect of schooling, because it's like, man, so many people are not, you do have to search for your own dreams, but some people, man, I call it this, they're missing that dream catalyst. Those people that may not get into soccer or tennis or become a scientist or become that actor, they usually find another path in life, of course, and God will bless them to have another path. But we'll never know what they probably could have been if we might have had other resources available. Brandon says, I eventually started to work and been there all my adult life, and I don't regret deciding to go to work instead of college. If you don't regret it, that's all that matters. If anybody's trying to make you regret it, don't let that get into your system. Like I told you, a college degree doesn't mean you're better than anybody. Truthfully, it just means that you were searching to specialize in something else. That's all. And they told you that was the only place you could go to do that. And if you didn't go to college and you're doing good and you're happy, don't have any regrets. People like me just subjected ourselves to the system a little while longer in search of a better life, of course. But the truth is, I have a lot of friends who got out the gate like you, and I just say financially are doing amazing. And they were doing amazing while I was in school building up debt. So if you're happy with where you are and not going to school, well, guess what? Don't have any regrets. Hold on, y'all. I'm finna change back to my Samsung in a sec. Creepy said, "What up, JDK? What up, Creepy? Creepy Bushman in the house." Best word says the tragedy is many talented folks are never by society, so we would never know their potential contributions and what they would bring. Man, that's what I'm saying. Best words. Just think of how many people that are being left undiscovered. I mean, from just a talent standpoint, because they can't play basketball. Oh, they can't play football. Damn, they would have been an excellent swimmer. Oh, they would have been an excellent actor. Oh, she would have been, or he would have been an excellent tennis player. We don't know what we're missing out. Man, we missed out on the best swimmer of all time because swimming wasn't offered at their high school. So that person never became a swimmer. Then that person ended up actually getting discouraged in life and ended up just getting some job that he hated forever and always wondering like, man, it felt like I was supposed to do something else. And once again, I don't want people to just really absorb that and start using this as an excuse to feel less than or say, yeah, I never had a chance. I'm not doing this show so people can have the woe was me's. Ah, man, you right, man. I ain't never been nothing because of that ain't really what I'm doing this for. I'm just pointing out the fact that we are, as a society, missing out on a lot of talent. But you and me, people like me and you who may not have had that in their high school, we still can't have the attitude of, man, see, that's why I ain't nothing in life. No. It's another dream in there. I already told you. If God allowed it for the time we were there, that's fine. Maybe you could have went on that route. But he got something else. So don't say what was me and I can't do nothing else no more. No, wherever you are, however old you consider yourself, because I'm letting you know, I'm never, hey, I'm 15 for life. But I'm saying however you think about yourself, age-wise, or whatever you're doing, you can still achieve your dreams. Now, you may look back and say, Jay, I could have been an excellent tennis player. They didn't have it, and now, man, I hate that. And look, like I say, I still think about the Tour de France and think about like, man, maybe I would have been in the Tour de France. But guess what? I tell you one thing. It's funny how God works. That's why I say don't be discouraged. Because people tell me right now today, Jay, you can be in the Tour de France or you could be living your companion dog dream right now. And right now, I'm going to choose lifestyle I have now. I'm happy that God has blessed me to live in the lifestyle I am now and come to you guys, YouTube and learn with you guys, have fun with you guys, and break the stigma and bring you new and exciting things. And especially when I get my car back, we're definitely gonna take some more rides. But what I'm saying is, this is the life I love right now. I'm happy, so happy. If I was to look back, I could say, Jay, you could have been a soccer player. Wouldn't that have been cool? You would have had resources. You would have had fun. Yeah, that would have been cool. Jay, you could have been a swimmer. Jay, you could have, yeah. It's a lot of things I could have did. And the thing is, I'm happy for what God got for me now and what he got for me ahead. Because I always say one prayer every morning. Lord, forget those things. Hey, thank you that I forget those things we lie behind and reach forward to those things we lie ahead. I can't look back there no more. Back there, you get stuck. But I can look back there for somebody else. And that's what this show about. It's like, hey, people need resources in school to help them become everything that they're created to be earlier. before they graduate. And, you know, of course, if you don't go to school or anything like that, now you're just in the job world. And sometimes many of us are, you look around and, man, you got some bills to pay. Your mom might put you out or whatever. Look, you on your own. Look, you end up got to pay bills. And so what happens with all of us is you start thinking like, okay, I can't do my dream today in this very second. What can I do to get by? What can I do to pay this bill? What can I do to keep going? Well, unfortunately for the majority of us, that one day that you decide to do that to pay your bill turns into your whole career. And, you know, you'll look up 10 years later or whatever, and you'll be upset and thinking like, man, what am I doing here? What am I doing? What am I doing? Well, the whole thing is you were just paying your bills. And before long, the system does exactly what it wants to do. It brainwashed you into making you think that that's what you were supposed to be doing the whole time. And pretty soon you forget any semblance of a dream. Now you're just a damn workhorse. Pissed off and doing whatever you're doing. And that's cool for America, you know, as a whole. You know, when we say America, we always act like it's one person that's American. Now it's a whole. It's cool. It's cool for the machine that is America to just keep everybody working and just don't think about it. But for the health and the heartbeat of America, it's not healthy. The true heartbeat of America will cater towards developing each individual's talent. And that doesn't mean everybody being a movie star. And that doesn't mean everybody being a sports star. That means everybody gravitating towards things they love. Like you say, it's a great deal of scientists that never became scientists. It's a great deal of doctors that never became doctors. It's a great deal of artists that never became artists because they didn't have all the resources in their art class, or they didn't have all the resources in their theater class. And what I'm saying is you can't look for an excuse. There are plenty of actors and artists who didn't go to school. I understand that. So that's why I say I don't want to make this show as an excuse maker. I want to just make this show as a, hey, we could have a bigger gateway to help people realize their dream. This isn't an excuse show to say everybody has a reason to fail. No, God didn't make you to fail. He made you to succeed. I don't care where you are in life. You are there if you got life looking at this show, you made to succeed. I'm just saying, as a society, we could do a lot by helping people get there. There's so many kids, and I don't got kids, and guess what? I don't even want kids, but I'm sensitive to kids because I got the heart of a kid. And when I think about kids out there, I think about one thing. There's so many kids that's going to school saying, man, I wish I could do that. Do we got that? Oh, we don't. Oh. It'd be heartbreaking to a kid because you'd be like, oh, okay, so I can't do that here. Oh, okay. Oh, we can only do that? Oh, okay. So I just think it's on, you know, that's something that needs to be focused on. But I'm sure I already know I'm not the first person that says schools need resources, but I'm speaking about resources on a high level. I ain't talking about just textbooks. I'm talking about pools, tennis courts, soccer fields. Hey, everything that the big schools got, all the little schools need. I don't care if it's on a smaller scale, they all need it. Best word is, he said bad art is bad, but worse is the amazing part. Oh, he said bad art is bad. He said, but worse is the amazing art we'll never see because some artistic people are too defeated by life to make art, right? And I ain't gonna beat them up for that either because life can beat you up, but you can't. Hey, many people have said this, but I say this. You cannot stay down. I've been down a lot of times in my life and I wanted to stay down, but you can't stay down. You got to get back up, man, and keep going out, especially when it's in your heart. But man, I'm supposed to be making a show about this. I haven't done it yet. I've been planning on making this show a long time ago, but I think since I'm still on the journey myself, I sort of been hesitant a little bit. But I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek of this. And I'm not going to expound on it because I want to make a show about it. But I'm gonna say it like this, so I don't even have to say my key word, but I say this. And I found this out with this. When God puts that true dream in your heart, you're not going to be able to focus on anything else. And I've never understood that more until now. I ain't talking about, you still got to find time to, you know, if somebody needs you in life or something like that, that ain't what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is every waking moment that you don't have to fulfill some sort of other need as far as working or just whatever you got to do, you're going to be thinking about that dream and you're not going to be able to stop. That's when you know. I just say that's the last little hint because I'm going to do a show about it, but that's when you'll know that that's the true dream of your heart. I guarantee you. And it says, I definitely wasn't, he said, definitely, I wasn't sure if what I was pushing for was what I honestly wanted to do and didn't feel worthy of it because I know my own limits. Oh, I'm glad you said that, but I don't like this other part you said. But he said, Brandon Anderson said, I definitely wasn't sure if I would put, he said, definitely. He said, I wasn't sure if what I was pushing for, he talking about college. He said, I wasn't sure if what I was pushing for was what I honestly wanted to do. He said, I didn't feel worthy of it because I have my own limits. And that's what I don't like. Don't know your own limits. You are unlimited. We may all have different talents, but you are unlimited. And like, I understand what you're trying to say. Some people just say that they don't gravitate towards the classroom or whatever like that or whatever. But what I'm saying is, you're not limited. You could have went there and did whatever you needed to do. You ain't limited. You could do it. Like I said, I put it to you. I'm going to identify with you, Brandon. I don't gravitate towards high-level mathematics. But I don't want to say I know my own limits. Because knowing my own limits is basically saying a statement of I couldn't do it if I wanted to put my mind to it. No, I could force myself to learn high-level mathematics. That's just something I haven't, it's just not in my heart to do. But I'm not going to limit myself. So it's all about speaking. Look, I know you probably didn't even mean it that frankly, but I'm just want to clean up because I always want to be cleaned up as well. Hell, I was just speaking frankly to my mom the other day, and I said something about if something happened. And she was like, if, don't say if. And I didn't mean it like if. It was just a word that popped out of my mouth. I meant it like it was going to happen. But I was so happy because I told her, we're never going to be perfect. But I want to catch every bit of negativity that could possibly come out of my mouth and throw it in the garbage. And so now you ain't got no damn limits, Brandon Anderson. So he says, and look at my friends who have over 4 times the debt. I had accrued through my own stupidity. He said, I don't know what he meant by that, but he said, and looking at my friends who have over 4 times the debt. Oh, okay. He said, and looking at my friends who have over 4 times the debt I had accrued through my own stupidity, credit cards, and responsibility, like the vehicle lease. He said, I'm in a greater spot now than ever. So basically what he's saying is, man, I had a lot of debt. And hell, they had 4 times the debt that I had, and I did things that I didn't think was smart. And he's 100% right on that, man, because like I say, I remember when I was doing my little college stint, man, my partner already had a house and everything. I'm like, hey, what happened? How is this even possible? I mean, because you know what? He didn't have any of the debt or anything. He came right out of school, got a job, and look, he was just making money. So Man, I see I'm going to have to try to get a hold of some headphones, man, because I was trying something new today, and this headphone is really bothering me. Or this fake jack, and it normally stays in just fine. Our brand says going to be heading out. Take care, guys. I'll catch the stream later. All right, hey, good. Thank you for stopping by, Brandon Anderson. I appreciate you, man. And hey, look, like I say, I'm just checking in with this. Is the funniest part about it. This is a check-in stream, honestly. As far as hey, I want to talk about this subject, get it out there, let somebody feel it, and guess what? We're back to work. And I'm gonna let you guys enjoy your Saturday as well. It's a lot of good things happening today. I think. I know I got a lot of work to do, but it looked like it's a pretty day out there. Hope it's pretty wherever you are. It's a UFC fight tonight. A guy named Curtis Blades. It's not big time, but I'm gonna check it out. But next week we got that Nunes fight. Amanda Nunes, she's fighting this girl. I forgot her name, but this girl beat her. Oh yeah, Jessica Pena. She beat her last time, so I'm gonna be interested. That's gonna be a big fight next week. As far as the rest of the day, let me try to think. Anything else going on today that I can think of? Like I said, I'm gonna be busy taking care of a lot of things. But I definitely want to mention to you guys, I appreciate you for tuning in. And today's discussion, it was all about, like I say, what hasn't been provided in the school system, man, and how much could be so much better. Because like I said, with all the expenditures that America has, all the underground military bases that we have, that stuff costs billions upon billions of dollars. With the space program, all these things that we have, we should have already had every school decked out, protecting our greatest resources, which is the youth that's coming up. We should be sharpening their minds and sharpening their abilities the most. That way we can get the best of everything. All the technology we have will be better. All the entertainment we have will be better. Everything will be better if we literally geared everybody towards what their talents are. Now, like I say, we still need truck drivers. We still need factory workers. We still need people to do all jobs that it takes to make the world go round. But here's the deal. It's a lot of people who love those jobs. They don't want to be no damn doctor. They don't want to be a they just don't want to be there. It's some people that don't want to be there. You know what? They want to go get a job at one of these companies that's already established, get a check, come home, turn on the TV and relax. And there's nothing wrong with that. We need every walk of life. I'm saying, let's pluck some of those people out their warehouse or doing something that they ain't supposed to be doing on the inside. You know, they don't even feel that on the inside. If we made the certain resources available, they would never be there. And everybody that was in the warehouse, or the majority of everybody that was there, would be all people that want to be there. You know, they want that type of job. Nobody may not grow up as an elementary student saying, I want to work at this particular company, but they may grow up saying, you know what, I don't want to do all this other stuff. Let me give me a job, give me a nice little car, man, apartment, I'm good. You know, because although we got, like, I got a lot of big, crazy dreams and stuff in my heart and my mind, but my crazy dreams aren't bigger than somebody who has a dream of simplicity. What's your dream? Man, I just want to be able to live on my own, have a car, meet a nice girl, take care of myself, better, watch a little TV, and just be okay. Give me a nice little picket fence. Man, you don't want to do no big super type job? Nah, man, I don't want to do all that. I just want to sit on my back porch and look at the sun, man. After a hard day's work. Nothing wrong with that. So that ain't nothing wrong with that dream. We just got different levels of dreams, not as far as important, but just different types of dreams. And all of them should be nurtured. And I promise you I'm getting rid of this headphone as soon as this stream is over with. But with all that said, man, I just want to check in with you guys, get that discussion out of the way. Y'all already know if you're tuning in for your first time, you might be like, hey, This the dog king. What is he? He ain't talking about dogs. It's because if you don't know, on Saturdays I veer away from the dog topic. Me, and as you can see, the beautiful side. Emma, let me show her. She's sitting here with me. But me and her, we and the rest of the girls, there's no telling what we may talk about. Sorry guys, I'm getting a little chiller. Me and the girls, no telling what we may talk about on a Saturday. Because a Saturday is more about what we love to do, maybe sports, it may be movies, it may be a topic like this that we want to discuss. And this is the day that we use to do that. Tomorrow we'll do our Reset Sunday, where we'll give a positive message, whether you believe in God or not, whether you're religious, whatever you are, don't let them deter you. It's just a positive message. And I do talk about God because that's who I believe in, and that's who I trust, and that's who provides for me. You know, I believe in that, but I'm not forcing that on you. That's just a part of me. You can come there and get the positive message and duck right on out. But other than that, you know, I had a Dog King Power Hour on Wednesday. You know, and pretty much every other day is going to be dedicated to the dog topic. But we do have the venture report that will pop up every now and then, where I have to talk about the human ladies, and the venture report is just an avenue to talk about the human psychology. I mean, the female psychology. That's really what it's about. The psyche of the human woman. So with all that said, man, that's the whole rundown. Got Biking for Companion Dogs coming up really soon. And man, I'm going to do this first Biking for Companion Dogs end of September, beginning of October. End of September, beginning of October. You can always donate to that. The link is in every video that I do from now on. And that money is going to go to really helping me improve the show, and not even just helping me improve the show, but just helping me keep going. That's really to help me keep going. Maybe one day, you know, not maybe, but when the fund builds up, I'll get me a companion dog automobile again. Me and the girls can get out and about. So that's what that's for. But I'm going to be taking a ride around the whole city of Memphis. It's about 70 miles, about 60 something miles or so. And that's going to be the fundraiser. And I'm going to film it all. And somebody asked me about a live stream. I'm not going to live stream the whole thing, but I do think it's a good idea for me to stop at a couple of points and do a live, even though I'm making a video. I think I'm going to do a couple of stops during the fundraiser and check in with you guys along the trip. As long as my phone will pick up the signal, I think that would be cool. So that'll be coming up, and I'll keep y'all posted on that. But I'm praying and thanking God that that's going to go well, because like I say, my biggest thing in my mind now is to keep coming to you guys, be able to have the resources to keep coming to you guys, be able to, you know, keep the power on, basically. But I do have another bigger project after Biking for Companion Dogs. It's really an extension of Biking for Companion Dogs. And man, I'm going to see how well Biking for Companion Dogs does and things of that nature. But if depending on how that goes, or no matter how that goes, I do plan on doing this other bigger fundraiser in the future. And that's involved me basically trying to make a trick all the way to Nashville and back on my bike. So it's supposed to be a 21-hour trip there and 21-hour trip back. And like I say, I want to get this first one out of the way first, but that would be the second fundraiser. And I'm not going to have anywhere to stay or anything. So that's going to be some of the rawest footage ever, man. I really don't know what's going to happen. And that's why I'm hoping I can get a lot of donations from the first Biking for Companion Dogs, because I'm going to need about, put it like this, hundreds of dollars of more supplies, because I'm going to need a helmet and several more things to sort of make that long trip. So I was like, man, it's crazy that I'm going to actually need the first fundraiser to help me with the second one. But I was even saying to myself, if I don't have everything, I'm still going to probably go. I'm just going to have to rough it, man. And I don't know how that's going to be, but I know that adventure video, as long as I can have a Wi-Fi connection somewhere, that adventure video is going to be crazy, you know, when I check in for the live stream. So with all that said, I ain't gonna keep y'all guys here too much longer. We're gonna get into our Saturday. We have a lot to do. I know you guys probably have a lot to do, but I definitely want to just thank God for the vision to talk about this subject, man, because that's, you talk about evolving as a society. I would love for us to evolve as a society to where every school has all these resources. So at least the majority, I'm talking about, I would like to see every one of them having these resources. Swimming pool, tennis, soccer, science improvement, arts improvement, everything to discover all the talent that we really have out there. But with all that said, man, hey, let's see how long it's been. Oh, baby, yeah. Y'all already know this is a little quick hitter for me today, baby. And for the Dog King Army team, I appreciate all of you guys for all of your support. I definitely want to send my support to them because they're the team within the team. And I want to thank all my regular viewers that aren't in the Dog King Army team, even though I want you to join. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you. Carol Russ says, thank you for sharing. I agree with your message. Have a good day, Jay. It's I am. But thank you, Carol. Pro Moore says, if a stream is longer than 12 hours, YouTube won't save the stream and people won't be able to see it afterwards. Oh, really? They say my 23-hour stream, didn't they? Because I know mine's still on there. I haven't, I can't lie, I haven't looked at it yet, but it's still on there. But I ain't going 12 hours today anyway, Pro Moore. That's for one. But I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. We appreciate you for being here. Look, your donations are all appreciated. Thank you for your support. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Please be tuned in for much, much more. But for right now, we love you. It's been me, J. King Hefner, and the beautiful Saima Renee Uzumaki. We are out. After a few things off. So first of all, let's turn it off. Okay. So that's off. That's off. Now we'll turn this off. Yeah, we are almost gone. We almost gone. Yeah, we almost gone. Yeah, we almost gone.